Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. I'm just gonna do a little talk through since I haven't been able to get to the salon as much as I would like to. Thought of an idea to talk about, and so we're kind of just gonna do that. And oh yeah, by the way, you guys, I got 400 subscribers. So now we're working on 1,500. Is that right? Yeah. I mean, we're definitely not to 2,000. We're nowhere near there. But hey, when that day comes, that will be an amazing day. Okay. But yeah, thank you guys so much for your support, whoever has watched me. I've gotten a few comments through Instagram and everything like that, like, I've watched you since day one, and I'm like, what? Like, and I did start off as just a makeup channel, but I got a lot more feedback doing hair stuff, so that's why I'm totally welcome to ideas. I will be in the salon in about a week or so, so you guys will have an amazing video coming your way, and it'll be on Platinum Card. Stay tuned. It's hot now, but I was really cold, so I'm just wearing a sweater. It's like no big deal. And some makeup, no lashes, okay? So here's what we're gonna know. I'm pretty much, when I'm bored, I go to the forums and I look and see like what people are talking about, and I learn from there, and I also try to give advice as far as like if I know the answer. If I don't know the answer, I'm just like, sorry, you know, I don't know everything about hair. I never ever claimed to know everything about hair, and I don't think a lot of us know everything about hair, so, but there's nothing wrong with knowing enough and trying to help where you can. Okay, hang on. Sure, we're just gonna talk, which this will help you in the background too with all these toys that are colors. Color wheel. And the reason why I think this is a fun subject is because, so it's not gonna be your typical color line, color wheel, which is fine. So anyways, okay, so I often see, you know, this is just an example off the top of my head, something along the lines of lifted her to, oh, that did not turn out well. Lifted her to level, let's just say 7, okay? Like, or like yellow, like, I'm trying to think off the top of my head, just like a really crazy yellow, okay? And then it's like, tone her with a 9, blah, 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 blah. Tone her with a 9 this, 9 that, 8 point something. And I'm just like, so, and I never, ever am I rude to these people because it's not fair. And like, we've all been there to where we just kind of didn't know how to tone and did what we thought was gonna do the trick. Well, basically, if you try to tone something that's higher up than where you lifted, nothing's gonna happen because all of the pigments are the reason we do 1 to 9, and you can always color down is because there's stronger pigment in there. Well, the pigments are lesser up in the you know, 8, 9s, and 10s. So if you're trying to put a 9 on a 7, you're just wasting product, essentially. And kind of like hurting the cuticle because you're putting developer on that as well. Okay, so here's a color wheel. Oh, there we go. So I'm lifting this up too because a lot of the times, so basically, if let's just say you did lift them to a 7, you should be able to get enough of that yellow out with just 7P or like purple, you know, or you could do 6P in case you really weren't sure. But supposedly you're not supposed to be able to tone out even at equal levels. I've often been okay, so if you ever notice like I didn't get rid of enough yellow as I wanted to, just go down a level. So when you're going down a level, it doesn't really mean that like, oh my gosh, their hair's gonna be a 6. It really just is gonna take care of the issue, and so you're kind of canceling it out. So it's not really gonna like tone it down like a 6N would, if that makes any sense. That's how I think about it. And you're usually doing it on some damp hair, or if you're naughty, and then if you're not naughty, you blow dry it out and do it that way. It will accept a lot more when you blow dry out the hair. So however you want to do that. But I typically, if they're at a higher level, I just leave it wet. That's like a golden rule, or damp. And then if I know, like, I'm like, okay, this girl is orange, we need to dry this hair and really get deep down and like take care of it. But a pretty golden rule is if they're orange and you couldn't lift them anymore past the orange, you better tone down 2 levels than where you are at. Orange is not a 7, okay? So to me, orange is more like a 6 or a 5. So you're gonna be toning with, you know, levels darker than that. So it just really depends on like what cuticle you're looking at, or what hair type you're looking at, what crazy orange yellow color you're looking at. And I also have caught that, like for instance, certain levels that are like a 1 and you lift them to a certain level, I tone it with yellow first and it knocks out some of that funky tone, and then if there's orange left over, then you can tone it with orange. But I was noticing that when I just do orange, I still get some of this warmth that I wasn't caring for. So I think that's like a cool little trick too. Like, just if you see some yellow, tone that out first because it's lighter, and then you go with the rest of it. That's what I think. So everybody's different when it comes to hair. I mean, there's a lot of good people out there, okay? And then there's a lot of people who could use some help. I'll help those ones because, you know, I'm still not like the best at all. I'm just positive about hair. I haven't really messed anybody's hair up. You know, that's kind of where my education comes in. And I like making videos and I like talking about hair. So if I can help anyone, there we go. So this was another, I mean, this is the reason why I'm pulling up the color wheel is because not only do I see what I just told you, I often see they pulled red, I put ash on it or whatever. So some will argue that green is an ash. I personally don't run to ash if I have red hair. So if I have red hair, I'm running to green specifically. So again, it's just going to be one of those arguments where people, you know, took on information a certain way and other people didn't. So this is always going to be your best bet instead of guessing, in case you like aren't thinking that day or whatever the case is. So remember, anything across the color wheel will cancel out and neutralize the situation. So if you lift orange, that one's orange. You want to go blue. I mean, these are kind of a bad example because there's like different colors, but I mean, a lot of the color wheels do look like that. If you're at purple, you go to yellow. If you're at blue, see, because that orange looks like really weird to me. But you get the idea. And then green, you go across to red. So yeah, it's funny. And then like, after everybody answered the question, I was like, did you even go to school? And like all this nonsense. Then they're like, oh my gosh, I'm so sorry, you guys. I should have just looked at the color wheel. And it's like, yeah, that's kind of what our job surrounds at. Like, that's what our job is. It's just looking at a color wheel all day long. Another trick that I've picked up with every education class and extracurricular, you know, lives that I've watched is you want to lift past your goal. So if your goal is, I don't know, let's just say 7, you want to lift to like an 8 or a 9 if you can, without hurting the integrity of the hair. So because you can tone down to that level and it'll be like your perfect seamless color, and instead of, you know, if you lift to a 7 and then now you have to tone them down a few levels and then it's like, oh shoot, that's not what I wanted. And I recently did a video where I actually lifted this girl's hair to a 9 and then I toned her with a 10, but I lifted her hair. So I used a 20 volume and it was meant for that. So I don't think that's what usually I'm reading. I'm usually reading something with 10 volume, which isn't going to lift. So that's the only time that you want to do that, is because you're essentially working with a 9 level and you're going to lift her with 20, which is 1 to 2 levels, with a 10. If you don't put 20 in, again, it's just kind of pointless. I shouldn't really mellow out any of your unwanted tones at that point. And I loved the way her hair came out. So if you guys are interested in that video, it's literally my last one that I just posted. I'll try to link it in this one as well. But I have the picture. So it was really funny. However I styled her hair, I didn't really care how I styled it because I accidentally put too much like grease stuff in it. And then I was like, oh man. So when I was blow drying, it just was not coming out. But look at how light I got her. I think you can tell. So I was super excited. I had done her hair a few times before that and she came in with that. So yeah, basically I just wanted to come on and give you guys a few quick examples and show my presence. So just remember, if you do make any mistakes, you're gonna learn from them. So don't worry. I mean, I'll try not to burn somebody's hair off, things like that. But you know, if it happens to the best of us. And there's a reason why you go through so much education before you even get your license. So you know general rules and everything like that. You have to break the rules a little bit in order to see aha moments. So I actually pushed that girl's hair more than I would have in the past. And I often work with low developers and I think that that's really smart. So even though if you were to work with like high developers and you're like, oh, it looks good and like it came out how I wanted, well, the condition of their hair is probably not the best. I doubt that they're coming in with like silky smooth hair and, you know, like they're ready to go. I'm sure they have like frizz ball status, and it probably doesn't hold that much toner. So just remember, they always say low and slow. I agree with that method. And you can build up in that foil if you need to reapply, and you can kind of like slightly bring up the amount of developer. So definitely 10 and 20 are my go-tos. Did you find it? So yeah, anyways, just to take away with this video, always look at the color wheel. The opposite of the color wheel will help you neutralize and cancel out. Remember, you have to go down a few levels depending on what level and underlying pigment you're working with. You can only try and learn from there. So I hope you guys are having amazing days in the salon. I hope you're making that money, and I hope that you're having a good time doing it and loving your career. I hope you're making lasting relationships with all of your clients. That is what this business is all about. So definitely give this video a thumbs up if you liked it. Please subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. Also comment down below if you have any ideas that you would like me to cover, and or if you hated the video, comment that too, I guess, because I've been getting a little bit of annoying comments. But I'm not letting it bug me because it is what it is. You guys know I talk fast. I'm a fast talker. Let's just say that I just saw that one recently, and then someone said one of my videos were pointless, but they didn't pay attention to the fact that it was like an extended video and needed to click somewhere else. So I was like, okay, thanks. Otherwise, you know me, my style of teaching, and I just kind of like blabber and what I think you need to know. Anyways, so thank you guys so much for watching. I will talk to you guys next time. Bye.